Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Krista. That is Billie Jean, our rollback truck. So I got your computer right here, and I have a brand new, super awesome wireless microphone and about the craziest setup ever. We have a USB-C, oops, can you see? Yeah, there you go. A USB-C dongle for Ethernets so that we can go live because there's not enough Wi-Fi out here. We've got a USB extension cable for your camera for your viewing pleasure. Then we have our shiny new USB-C wireless microphone dongle plugged into a USB-C to A adapter to another extension cord. Now this is because of all the options on this particular computer, the C port is right next to a USB. And this guy has width. So we can't put the C and use the USB. We can't put the C into the A and use the USB. So it has to go around to the other side of the only USB port remaining. I also have a hub, so I mean, we could always do that, but hey, screw all that. We've got this microphone. I've been trying it out. It's really impressive. If I ever get affiliate marketing on that jungle type website, I'll tell you about it. Otherwise, I guess you'll have to write me or something. So, I'm Krista. Um, I'm a bit autistic, ADHD. In theory, people say I'm smart, but I'm not. I'm just crazy and lucky, really lucky. So we redid. Can we do this? Are we talented enough? Oops, bonk. We redid the rear end in there. There you go. So that got the drive shaft was loose. I eventually unbolted it. I unbolted the drive shaft, and then I unbolted the third member from the rear end, and it was the yoke was loose, and then it was really heavy, so I made a stand, and then the stand sucked, so then it rolled off the stand and tried to dent the concrete. Then we got it onto a jack with wheels, engine hoisted it in my truck. I took it to work, made another stand, cleaned it up, took it to Kern Truck Parts, and they changed all the bearings for me. And I'm glad they did it because it was a lot tighter than I thought it would be. So maybe I would not have made things that tight, which is good they did it because they know what they're doing. I've worked on a lot of little things. This is the biggest thing I've ever worked on. This being Billie Jean. She's got a 21-foot bed, and we weighed her. She's 10,000 pounds on the rear axle, 8,000 on the front. I've changed the starter. I put new battery cables in, changed the fluids, changed the filters. Well, I shouldn't say change the fluids. I drained the oil. I drained the transmission chocolate milk. We drained the rear axle, changed the air filter. It seems like I've done a lot more work than that, but no, not really. So yeah, we noticed a lot of noise on deceleration with that rear axle, and so went down that road. And every little thing I do with Billie Jean is like, you don't just get something done. It's like, okay, we're going to do this today. And I would get the first step done. in that whole day, because that's how hard it is working on real trucks, not like cute little Toyota pickup trucks or motorcycles. So we're going to pull the axle stubs. We're going to condition the rust behind them. We're going to get the gasket off. Maybe we'll chip at the paint a little, repaint it pink, of course, and then put it back in. And we've got both sides. We're going to do the sides a little easier because we did not have to ruin one of the studs. So let's get some cardboard. Maybe I'll start with an only slightly wobble pop. And then, yeah, I guess first step is cardboard and redneck creeping, another cardboard that we sit on. So hopefully you hear me fine. Oh, hey. Awesome. Hi, Lyndon. Thanks for letting me know. Yay. That's great. Yeah, we tried out the microphone on the porch last night, and it was really impressive. So we're going to be talking while going inside, and let me know if the microphone works the whole way. I have its little dongly thing facing me, so maybe that'll help. Hopefully. So we needed cardboard. We're going to do cardboards and more cardboards. I think I'm going to use the hydraulic tank as my workbench. Sure. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. We'll see. Maybe if we... Is this going to work? All right, so we have that there. Those are those 5/8 or 9/16? So I have a whole bunch of taps and dies. And I have new nuts, I have new cones. I think a lot of that junk is in this tray. So let's bring this tray. And we'll put this on the 5-gallon bucket that has gear oil. Okay. Oh, I should see if you could still hear me or anything. Oh, it works inside. All right. Let's go to the fridge and get ourselves a low power wobble pop. So we're inside where it's really cold and awesome. And we're opening. There we go. All right. Now I had a tray or a box or something with all of my taps and dies in it. Is this it here? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So our wobble pop light it says trips. So hopefully they mean trips in Billie Jean and not trips as in me tripping on parts or drugs or anything else's. So we'll put you on the gas tank for now. Let's see. That's the computer. You're over there somewhere. And my butt is in front of the axle. Okay, so that's pointing way too low. But that's fine. Oh my gosh. refreshing, light, wonderful beverage. And paper towels because I have a small problem with being neat until I fantastically destroy all of the world by making a mess. Okay, that's heavy. All right. So there we go. Is right side axle stub. It is longer than the left side, I think. There is not symmetric. The end with the cones and all the grumpiness and the gasket. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We've got our towels. Why don't we? I'm a little bit of a loss of what to do next. Okay, here's a rag. Here's looby like stuff. And. Okay, here's that. I had a spray can with rust conversion goo. I don't know where it went. Well, let's just try this here. Wow, I feel really ill prepared. I don't like feeling this ill prepared. I mean, honestly, it's like I'm so scatterbrained, and a lot of times I just don't want to work anyway. So sometimes it's like I have to go live to find the motivation to do anything. And I apologize for that. Okay. So will this old glove work to sort of protect? Nope. Okay. Oh, jeez. I've been pretty lucky in that there hasn't been any rust happening inside during this really long period of Billie Jean sitting here while I was screwing around with her butt. So I had previously put rust converter on this, and then it was black for a few days, and then we had some really hard rain, and then we had surface rust again. I think overall I'm just gonna not sweat too much about this flange surface having surface rust. I just don't know why, but I don't think I care. I said it, I don't care. It actually might be rubbing off some, so that's fine. That'll help. I'm really glad that this microphone works so well with the traffic noise because, you know, it's not as loud in reality as it comes through on normal microphones, but when a fart car goes by, it is pretty bad. That is valid. it's actually not too bad. We got through. Huh, that's not bad. All right, let's do a little more maybe. The truck has been sitting here at least 3 months. It has to have been 3 months. Yeah, it's been a minute. That's a southern saying. It's been a minute, because a minute takes forever, like 3 months. There must have been a lot of ADHD kids in the South. Because I grew up before there was internets. I was just thankful we were rich enough I could have a AM FM radio headphone set, otherwise known as a Walkman. Except for mine was from Linux. We didn't buy no brand stuff. And we got to listen to Casey Kasem's Top 40 while mowing the lawn all Sunday. Well, this is probably good enough, and if I need to take these off to fix a leak, that's fine. I will buy the proper cone clamp pliers. And with those cone clamp pliers, we can get the cones off easier than last time. All right, so what size are these? These are a fine pitch, so definitely we need the taps and dies. I ended up buying these off of that Jungle website. They're actually really fair priced. You could get like a tap and a die for $20, and for fine pitch thread this huge, it's probably a big deal. Looking at it, it seems you can start either way. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Jeez. Oh wow, I can see I really screwed up the heads of a couple of these, so this is gonna be scary. And I think that's being polite. Alright. Oh, the computer sounds like it wants to take off. Yeah, it's pretty easy for project cars to sit up. That is definitely a thing they do. Okay. So, anything that doesn't get quasi-frequent repair, I like to do chasing of threads. And then definitely anything that is going to go a long time without maintenance. I definitely chase threads, and I apply grease or anti-seize. I've had a few motorcycles that I've owned 10 plus years, and anytime I didn't use grease or anti-seize, I've learned to regret it. Sadly, when a mechanic is doing it for income for customers, best practice usually means using locking compound, and that's just unfortunate. All right, one down, 7 to go. I can already see this one, and this one have pretty serious damage from the sledgehammer. I'm trying to think of a plan. If I can't get these started, probably I could grind down the damaged spots. Come on, you. But I've been fairly impressed with these probably made in China taps and dies. The price is right and they're nice and cheap and they get the job done. Sadly, I don't have the tools intended for these. I wish I did. I thought about making something, and then it's like, if it becomes a stumbling block, I can. Dang. Well, it fully meets my expectation to be on the struggle bus, so, I mean, that's fine. I think if we were doing like one of those school bus RV builds, I would just simply name it the struggle bus. I mean, it'd be probably more fitting for me personally if it was called the short bus, but I think people would take that wrong, and then they'd yell at me, and I don't like people yelling at me. It's like, if you don't get my humor, that's fine, but don't be offended by it. Jeez. Well, you can buy all new studs. I mean, that's certainly an option. It's not my first choice. Curiously enough, we bought a relatively inexpensive stud removal tool from that same direct from China, probably American retailer. And it worked really well. Wow, this is getting a little more struggle bussy than I wanted. So we'll just, give you a little bit wider view so you can better enjoy my struggling. Pull up the couch. Go ahead and get comfy here. Oh, I could move you to the other side and then oh, that would totally work. See, we have this 80-foot long extension cord just for that. I mean, I don't want you to see too much of me because, geez, me. Let's try this one now. We just need a little bit more success. Let's have some more happinesses because happiness, everyone loves happiness. So apparently I caught that one really well with the hammer at least twice. So good times. Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, the whole channel is about if life was easy, everyone would be doing it. I mean, why am I going to make it easy for myself? That's no good. That's no good for y'all. I mean, what kind of entertaining would I be? How would you laugh? If we ever have I don't know, a few people live, we need to do a drinking game out of these episodes. So start thinking now what a good drinking episode would be. What would be a good trigger for that? Every time I sniffle? I'm in the South, so there's pollen every minute of the freaking year. That one went pretty well. Wow, that's pretty nice. So what I've successfully done these two, I should go get a paint marker. Oh, yes. Let's go get a paint marker. And I'm going to need different gloves because I'm already sweating. That sucks. I have no idea where the music is coming from. So I kind of a lot don't like working without gloves because, I'm really fussy and I'm kind of a wuss and I don't like it when my hands are grumpy. And so, like, the first time that was really reinforced, it was cold out, and I was doing some repairs to a motorcycle that had just crashed at the racetrack. And sure enough, I just reached out to move the tire, and the end of my finger just split open. I was so mad at myself. Okay, I did those two. All right. I think those were motorcycles with music. Interesting observation. I would say that fine pitch threads do not need chasing as much as coarse pitch threads, because in all of my kind of screwing around with Billie Jean, consistently the coarse pitch threads have needed rehabilitation. So, like, when I chased all the threads on the rear axle, they were all coarse pitch, and they pretty much all needed to be redone. And of course, now that I've said that, it looks like this bolt really did need some pretty serious love, but it had suffered me banging on it with a hammer. So I'm not sure what had been done, but on the other axle, one of these nuts were cross-threaded, and it had not gotten enough torque on the cone, and it was leaking. So someone had been in here before, probably trying to fix my exact problem that I paid the truck store to do. And if I was to guess, if you see, can you see? I don't know. Let's bring you in. So the first half of this being really bright is probably related to beating it with a hammer. And this makes me feel a lot like the wrecked nut and stud that was cross-threaded on the other side. And so I ended up having to replace that stud. I mean, I haven't replaced it. I've removed it and I have a new one. Otherwise, I bought all new nuts and all new cones. So I'm not going to reuse any of the hardware. But that one stud was completely stripped when I finally got its nut off. I can understand the difficulty of removing nuts from something. I can relate. Still no more comments. I could move the computer so I could see them. Maybe when I've got more than 15 subscribers and one viewer. maybe then we'll start doing that. Hey, Lyndon, don't forget the thumbs up, please. And yes, I will always beg because I am not too proud. And some people would say I'm shameless, and I would not argue. And if people are like, oh, you're just doing it to try to get money, it's like, I'm not going to get money off my YouTube for at least 4 years. I'm sure of that. I don't care. Technically, my other YouTube, I think, has made me money. I should probably log in and see if I could figure out how that's doing and working. That was from my legacy life when I was still pretending to be something I'm not, which was a boy. And yeah, that was a pretty popular channel. I talked about stuff I worked on the motorcycles, and folks seemed to like it. If you care, I might even link it someday. But if you search for, I think either all of this spelled out, cacycleworks.com or ducatitech.com, you'll see the old me with a lot of views. I hated doing videos. I couldn't stand seeing or hearing myself. Oh my God, I just thought I was the biggest idiot on the planet. I didn't realize it's because I knew I was lying about being me. Now that I've accepted the truth of who I am, I actually kind of enjoy watching my old videos, these new videos that I've made since transitioning. And that was a pretty reaffirming that, like, genuinely, I would leave the room if I could hear me talking in one of my old videos. I've been thinking about doing an update video linking to this new channel and the new me. I'm definitely never going to take down those old videos. They are a great resource. They've helped a lot of people. I have a pretty good grasp on some common sense knowledge that I try to use to apply to confusing subjects called Ducati motorcycles. I think I could say this fairly, a little bit world famous in that sphere, which probably prevented me from transitioning at least a decade because I was scared of what people would think. And then at some point I realized what other people think does not matter as much as what I feel. So I just sprayed out the goo from the inside. I mean, there's still plenty. I kind of like this weird stuff. I don't know. I just buy random crap at the stores. It's fun. It works. Oh, cool. Lyndon's still there. Probably sleeping. He probably uses me to put himself to sleep at night. That's not on straight. I have a problem with straight. I just can't do straight sometimes. I don't know. Is that cross-threaded? No, please don't be cross-threaded. I don't think it's cross-threaded. Oh, it sure gets grumpy. God dang. Well, we're in it now. Maybe I'll turn it around. I don't think that'll make a difference. Well, if it is actually cross-threaded, is it that bad or is it just a little bit off? Oh gosh. Half of it seems okay and half of it seems angry. So I was watching Diesel Creek Matt, and it was neat to see Dirt Perfect with him. I think Dirt Perfect, Mike? Is it Mike? I think it's Mike. I think Mike is helping Matt bring that cable bucket thing. What was an excavator before there were excavators? I think he was helping him recover it. Kind of Matt helped inspire me to think I have. Well, he just helped give me the confidence to just do it. I can do things. I get it. You know, like stuff is hard. Life is hard. Getting out of bed is hard. But like, you know, Matt's very upfront. He's like, "Oh, I've never done this, so hopefully I don't screw it up too bad." And you know, I've done all kinds of things no one else has done in my past. Most of them just figuring out, taking my time, owning the mistakes I made, fixing them. And I kind of wanted like an older vehicle or an army truck, something quasi projecty, but also that has purpose. And then we decided we were going to move from Georgia to the kids in Tennessee after the lease is up at work. And then I was like, well, if I got, you know, an army truck or something, how would that do it? How would that help? And then it occurred to me I wanted a rollback. So then how does that work? To, you know, research those. I see them at auctions, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I want a rollback. And it took, I don't know, like a year to figure that out. Research, learn which which trucks do I want to get, what kind of engine. And I decided pretty quickly I wanted a mechanical diesel. I did not want, I knew I didn't want anything with emissions like DEF. I'd actually had a the Fiat Ram ProMaster van, and I loved that thing. It had a little 3-liter diesel. Bought it new, and then about the time I couldn't drive it every day, I was like, well, I should sell it and let somebody else enjoy this van because it's just sitting, and and the next folks got it and they didn't drive it enough, and it just kept sitting, and it killed it. I think that just straight up killed that van. You know, I'd read the forums and people were pretty quick to trash on them, but I never had any of the problems people had because it was basically my daily driver. And then I would make pretty regular trips. Like we had it in California, and we'd make pretty regular trips to LA from San Diego. The thing had like 20 miles to the gallon the entire life I owned it, and I drove it like a madman. I really loved that truck. And then it started sitting, and then it just kept getting codes. And thank God I had paid for the really good, awesome warranty from Chrysler. And then the folks who bought it ended up making the dealer buy it, and they got some kind of car for their daughter to go to college. And I don't know what happened to that poor van. I mean, like, if they could just get someone to drive it and keep driving it, they'd have it sit at the dealer. And that's like the last thing it wants and needs. Oh, this one's going to be junk. I'm not sure we're going to save this one. We'll keep trying. And like one thing I learned from the Italian motorcycles is you've got to drive those. You got to ride those. Italian stuff does not like to sit. You neglect your Italian mistress and you're going to regret it. You got to take her out. You got to rub her curves, let her know she's wanted. You neglect your Italian girl and she gonna punish you. Oh, we almost had it. Come on. Oh, baby, you're so close. So this here project is why I said, you know, here's what's next, and it'll take a whole day just to do that. And here we are. It's been, had I not wrecked these when I got the cones off, so it's definitely not straight, but the whole point here is we're trying to grind through a dent. And if we can get that dent carved open, then we can try to straighten it up. Oh, wow. The bugs are starting to get me. They're starting to try to get me. Lyndon's still there. I'm sure he's snoring. Or maybe he's in the UK and passed out drunk happily. That would be great. Come on, you. Oh, it's so close. I think I'm down to one lump left. I think what I'm doing is I'm kind of carving away at lumps. I think I got one of them broken through, and I think I have one left. I mean, there might have been three for all we know, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've been doing because I have a little bit offset, and then it'll kind of thunk and break through that, and then I try to line it up straight, and then it's like I have to work on the next lump with it lined up straight. It's just hopefully I'm not trying to cut an all new thread. I think I might be, and if that's the case, that's too bad. Because then I'll just have to pull this stud out, which thankfully I know I can do. So pretty much this one definitely is like what the new nut did on the other side when they put it on wrong and they cross-threaded it the whole way, because when it came off, it had pulled all the threads with it. So instead of cleaning up the threads to start, they just wrecked them. And not a good rectum, like, we sit on. Oh, we ought to go for more. That sucks. I think there's probably a couple threads left in there, but we're just going to have to not care. Oh, goodness. Well, and that's why we went the other way and saved the best for last. Get some experience. Oh, that's nasty. We should find a file. We're going to see if we can do that. Go find a file. All kinds of metal chips on our leg. Yay. Let's not embed those. Okay. Oh, wow. And, of course, there's one in our shoe. Why shouldn't there be? I mean, come on. You're not going to get away. Easy. Okay. I know there was a file in one of these flat things because we used it on that thing, that place with the stuff. Wow, gosh. There it is. So what size are those bolts gonna be? Are they gonna be was it 15/16? Probably. Okay. Wow. Do we have the new nuts? I see shiny. Oh, Lyndon's gone. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. You didn't thumbs up. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. I forget. And it's like, I get it. That's fine. So all of them have had their threads chased. Now let's give this one a little bit of, oh wow, that's, like honestly, having a scratchy top of the threads probably isn't the best thing for them. So I like to go back on angry threads and de-angrify them a little bit. And it grabs my glove less. It doesn't tear at the cloth as much. So that's the one that's grumpy of all of these. Okay. So here's the stud I pulled out on the other side. And you can see it just really was grumpy. Oh gosh. Did I buy enough? Well, I better have. I mean, sort of our goal was to do this side today, so I mean, technically I could not do the other side, which that might be how this rolls. You just don't know. All right, we got that on there. I'm gonna close the lid. So if you ever work with this anti-seize, it gets everywhere if you don't pay attention. And I mean, it really gets everywhere. Like there's a little bit on my finger. You can paint with it. The stuff gets everywhere. I don't know why I started where I did. I just picked one. I should have started with this one. The scariest one. All right, I mean it's a little bit loose, but it's not like absurdly different than the other ones. 4, 6, 8. And this is when I was doing measurements on the stud. So the part that threads into the hub is 5/8 11, and then this outer part is 5/8 18. And then I measured the cone. Apparently, there's like two or three different size cones and a bunch of different size studs with at least two different sizes of threads. That's just brilliant. Okay. Now we have to figure out how to get up off the floor, and we're going to go over to the axle stub and work on it. So just checking that the nuts go on took an hour. In theory, that shouldn't have taken any time at all, but that's not how life works. Because if life was easy, you're just going to be abused by that, so just get used to it now. Just prepare yourself for maximum abuse herewith. Herewith. I don't know. You tell me. Put my butt in your face. Oh gosh. Okay. We're up. Oh, I need a trash box or something. Well, let's hope the other side goes a little better. Trash box or trash can, something. And we might want a scraper. Do we have any of those? I mean, that's a bit of a rhetorical question because obviously I do. The real question is where? Oh, goodness. Oh, hey, look, there's trash here too. Okay. We'll just bring you. Oh, here's a trash bin that I have. Okay. Ow. Root. We're inside looking for something scrapey. Well, I guess we're going to have to make do with whatever random crap we've got. Okay. Oh, gosh. Yes, I am that fussy. Okay, now we can move to the axle stub. Maybe we won't need this down here. There's our street. Yep. Okay. So here's the axle stub. Do you want to be here? What if we move you down? Does that work? I don't think it will. Oh, what if we make your string go over here? String as in a wire. Well, that almost works, except for you can't see my head, which I don't disagree with. Nope. Let's put you over here. Does that work? Okay. All right, that sort of works. Okay. So there is a gasket, and it looks like it's mostly stuck to this side. We have a new gasket because, of course, we are. Holy crap, that's heavy. I really want to like wash that somehow, but did I buy the wrong number? No. So I really am missing 4 of those shiny new nuts that I'm going to have to find now. Holy crap. Hmm. So at some point they used crummy black paint, and it seems like it works really great at trapping rust. So I'm just kind of, my goal is to get off whatever of that is easy enough to get off, and then hit it with my own rust trapping Rust-Oleum paint, and starting over with a different color. Oh, that's a great way to break a file if you're not careful. I don't know how you can be careful dropping it, but you know. Chuck this sucker up in a giant lathe and just go after it with a wire wheel. My lathe doesn't go this big, so that's just a dream. I think I've been all the way around. That's just great. I almost bought a wire post, a battery post wire brushy thing, and that would have been perfect for these holes. Oh, geez. I think I'm starting to get tired. Oh, what can you see? Can you? Yeah, oh, you can see me. That's just great. Oh, wow. That was a car's exhaust. Both directions. Let me make as much noise as I can possibly make to disturb everybody. I'm like, you'd think they would be smarter than that in this country full of people with guns to go driving around like they shooting off their own guns at you. I mean, damn, this neighborhood, you'd think they'd shoot back. Of course, there aren't that many white people in our neighborhood, so maybe that's why they feel safe. I think it might just be time to go after this with the paint. I don't care. Why not? Let's get started making a mess. Hmm. You know, I don't care if other things turn pink, but I like my pink to be planned. I mean, accidental pink is one thing, but I don't want it to be obviously accidental and unplanned. We like our pinking to be planned. Now, if I've been doing this right, I figure out if the drive shaft was turned enough so the splines lined up. Oh, maybe we could go do that on the other axle, because we know we haven't changed the rotation of the wheels. So if we make one axle line up and be able to go in, the other one should be able to as well. That's fairly ugly. Okay, so how are we going to get you over there? So I just play out all this cord through the middle. Drag your cord through the paint. How do we make you stay? Oh, don't go anywhere. My little microphone light's still on. That's pretty amazing. This wireless mic setup comes with 2 microphones. And they charge via a USB-C connection. What do you see? Do you see anything? Yeah, that's good enough. All right, let's I'm not sure how I'm going to turn the drive shaft. Okay. Probably we're going to grab a screwdriver and hope that will work. Here's one. Okay. Maybe we'll redo the bug spray. Just a little, them mosquitoes love me. So if you're ever someplace there's mosquitoes, just bring me and you won't get bit. I'm pretty sure of that. All right, so I'm going to jam the screwdriver down in here. Now we'll put the drive shaft where it was when we started, but that might not mean anything. I have no idea how this is supposed to work. I put them back in once before. I want to say I had to put an angle on it. Okay. Oh, jeez. We're going to grab a crescent wrench. Or as a guy says, a croissant wrench. You know who that guy is. A guy. Sometimes he's a feller, but he's usually a guy. Fellers and fellettes are other people, not the guy. Yep. Looks like the video's still going. That's fine. There's nobody watching, which is normal. All right. So yeah, folks are like, oh, well, can't be that hard. Now, I sort of always knew that was a lie, that it would be that hard. So I never really bought the whole thing of it can't be that hard. I don't know. Maybe we try turning this just a little bit at a time now. Come on. Yeah, this just doesn't. It doesn't. Ow! Well, yeah, let's not do that. Ow! It wants to. I don't know. Maybe we just keep trying a little bit at a time. and we'll get a tooth and go. And when I say a little bit of a time, I mean just enough to make it move. Is there some kind of trick I'm missing? Oh, that's some bass. I just don't get it. What am I missing? Ow. Okay. Ow. 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 That went. It looks like it's off a little bit. Like the thingy needs to try to go forward. I don't even know which direction that is. Now, how come that can change and that didn't? Probably because it's a differential and the two sides can go independent. Ah, sounds good to me. Sure. All right. Well, maybe we go back to the other side and see what we think about trying to get that one in. What do you guys think? Okay. And gals, because there's probably more gals than there are going to be guys. I don't know. There might be guys. Who knows? Bonus round, it looks like the other side that we're walking away from has less dented studs. So that's great. All right, let's make room for the tripod. You're still there. That's good. Okay. Well, it's still tacky. I just don't know how much I care. When the refit train starts, watch out because refit. gasket. Did I leave my chair over there? I sure did, didn't I? My dang old beard broke. So I said ow because when the axle stub drove home, I trapped my fingers between it and the flange. Hey, pretty good. One step in front of the other.
It's pink.
It is.
What's next?
I'm undoing the nuts that I made sure work. And then I want to see about putting the pink thing on here. Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Banana.
Hi, Charlotte. Aw, the pretty piercings you have there. We're not showing you her piercings. They are not G-rated. Might be. We're not showing them your piercings.
Goodbye, world.
Charlotte says goodbye, world. I wonder where my phone is. You know, if I knew where my phone is, I could probably tell people to come live and watch. I just don't know how much I care. Ain't gonna lie. So yeah, if you're like, oh, let's get a big old heavy duty truck. Just be aware, you're gonna have projects like this where stuff weighs more than you do, stuff takes more strength than you have, takes more time than you have. Stuff ain't easy. Do you know where my phone is? Is it on the table?
In your pocket?
Can you fingerprint it? That's pretty funny. I'm gonna find myself live, share that to the Facebooks and tell people to come watch. If life was easy, uploaded new videos. Life was easy, uploaded new videos.
That's wild. I love you.
Okay, that's crazy. It's just wow. Okay, that's fun. That's crazy. Like I just clicked on me and there I am. Oh, we're gonna put it in the Billie Jean. I'm live right now. Come watch and help. or laugh. It's fine. Okay. All right. Well, that's just interesting. Oh, it is live. It's just a little behind. Cool. All right. I finally got a like from not me account. Okay. Close that. Wow, suddenly it's like really hot. I should grab a fan. So we're going to do that. We're going to grab a fan. Okay. I'm up here on the porch. I stole the fan off the porch. Yeah, it's like a little earlier. Maybe there was either breeze or a little bit not as much heat. I'm not sure. But it wasn't so muggy and miserable. And then it's like when the sweat starts running off your face, you gotta do something. We're gonna blow dust into our rear axle. That'll be great. It's great. Okay. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, gaskets next. That sucker's tight. Okay, let's see if maybe we can manage to do this without wrecking our much haste, low effort, zero prep, horrible paint job. Oh, God. We might actually get it on there and spray it a little more. I don't know. Let's see. I just don't know. I don't know how much I care. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I care. I care about Billie Jean not leaving us stranded and not hurting people. But, you know, like, she's a little old, more ugly like me. We're not, you know. They aren't shiny little spring chicken, that's for sure. No, this side's a bit different. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on. All right. Other than I'm definitely screwing up the paint, but that's fine. What's going on? Oh. All right, we're definitely in. Okay. Is that moving? It is moving. All right. If I was paying better attention, I would have remembered where I sprayed that just now. Yep. Okay. Probably. I had to pull the other stub out and paint it now. Except for I'm half tempted to just not paint it out. Oh, I have to take it off anyway to pull off the gasket. Okay, all right. It's got to come out. All right. Didn't I have cones? I know I need to be pulling the other axle stub. It's just this is kind of a momentous second for me because how cool. I don't want to say I never thought I'd be bolting these together, but I sort of never thought I'd be bolting these together. All right, we're gonna go pull that other axle stub and plop it right there, except for we're gonna put up our thing first. Dang, a bug got me. Suckers. Thing first. Moses, this is not like. Okay. Yeah, this one's just as foul as the last one, if not worse. Oh yeah, it was leaking a little, so yeah, probably worse. All right, let's see. Well, that's a weird view. Oh, your turn. Sorry. Oh. Some kind of bug just did a dive bomb at my neck. Oh, I've got two of those special wire brushes you use to clean your files. They're at work, both of them. It's great to have two so you can have one at home and one at work. Yeah, it's great. Maybe I should try this left-handed, but I'm not angled the right way. I'm not angled the left way. Yeah, another special feature of my crazy is I struggle with handedness. I mean, eventually some things sink in, like having to write, or like I can get lefty loosey, righty tighty for screws. I'm pretty consistent with shooting to use my right eye and my right trigger finger. So many tasks, it's like I start doing them and then I'll try the other hand just to see if it works better, and then just go with whichever one works better. So when I was in second grade in Florida, I don't even know what year this would have been. I mean, how old are you in second grade? 10? I don't know. So it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Second grade to 12th grade is 10 years. So I was 8. This is probably 1979, 1980. And we were learning how to write, and my teacher made me sit on my left hand. And I didn't know that was a bad thing. So I didn't tell my parents. It just was like, oh. I mean, I'm so literal sometimes it's really stupid because you think you should know better about things with me, and then you shouldn't. You have to tell me. So if I'm doing something you think is just completely, horribly, socially inappropriate and wrong to you personally, you let me know. And I'm like, oh my God, I did not mean to do that to you. And you'll be like, oh wow, I can't believe I thought you were trying to do that. And it's like, no. So yeah, I didn't know that, you know, like she was teaching us how to write, and she's like, we'll start at the left. And then I get to the middle and I change to the right to go to the right side of the paper. And all of this is what my mom told me I told her, because I don't have any memory of this. I don't have any memory. I barely remember second grade, even with her handed down oral history. Sometimes I can access memories and put them back together in my mind, and a little bit of that is suggestion, but when what I remember and can visualize matches up with the story she's telling, I'm thinking it's not a planted memory or a suggestive memory. But yeah, I really don't have much memory. My mind doesn't work like most people's. I have to try to remember things to remember them. And usually I'm just trying to get through whatever's in front of me and live. So she said that, oh, something bit the F out of me. Ooh, there's a lump. Dang, that sucks. Um, she says that, like, people were saying they couldn't tell where I switched. So wherever I switched, you couldn't see the difference. And I don't know if, knowing me, I probably stopped drawing half of a letter and then picked up drawing the other half with the other hand. That's just, I'd probably have some weirdo imaginary line. I don't know. Such a goofy kid. There's a bird on here. Something awful grumpy. Oh yeah, there's like a dent next to the cone. So yeah, like, it's easy to make fun of people for their handedness. And like, what did you just do to that person for the rest of their life? I think back about a lot of the things in my life in the military and just school and college, and I didn't know what it meant to be autistic. I didn't really know what it meant to be ADHD. For the ADHD, I just made fun of it, of like, oh, I just got to try harder and focus and all the horrible things that you get told that are completely wrong. I mean, and it's not like I use my neurodivergence as an excuse. It's just simply an explanation. It's like I read about or learn about how things should be or how people should be, or, like, I have to know why about everything. Everything revolves around why. So if a kid asks you why way too damn much, they're probably autistic. Why is the foundation of everything. And if you're going to tell me because, you better back that up with, I know this isn't the right answer. But right now, it has to be because. And then I learned too, well, that's how we always do it. And that's a valid why. I mean, it's simply the truth. If nobody knows why, and the answer is because we always did it that way, then it's going to become my personal mission to find out why. And even though we're supremely literal and way too, I don't know, you probably say strict with our thinking and logic, it, we're also not robots. Like, we are, but we aren't. Because sometimes why is, we did that one time and then it worked. We don't know why, but we just do it to help appease the gods. And it's like, oh, well, we get gods. We get that one. We don't know why, but we do it because it worked once. I had a real job at a company once, like a professional job with a 401k and health insurance. And I was one of two people with a magic finger. They'd always have the other guy try it first because just he'd been there longer. But when it came to be my turn, it was just because I had the most time on that piece of equipment. And the magic finger is, we're here trying to make this contraption work. We're about to ship it to the customer. We can't make it work. You make it work. And then the engineer, like me or the other guy, would be like, well, did you do blah, 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 and blah? And they go, yeah. So then we come out and we do blah, 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 and blah, and then it works. Magic finger. So I get called into the lab. A beer.
Can you open this for me?
Is it for me or for Pet?
It's a little bit for me to make a fruit fly trap.
Oh, okay.
And then I can bring you the rest.
Thank you, baby.
Did you drink your water?
If it came back with more ice, I'd work on it more.
Do you want both beverages at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Well, you can. Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like, this is Monday, and I didn't think anything of it. Like, you know, it's not an unusual thing to have, like, some of the muckety mucks in lab. So I didn't really notice the extent of the staff there. And so, like, the director of hardware engineering is walking away with the lab, and he's like, well, you did that pretty good. He's like, yeah. And he goes, well, what are you doing Wednesday? And I was like, same. I'm just working on this memory leak and our other piece of crap. And he's like, okay, well, yeah, you're flying out Wednesday and you're going to install this in Seoul, South Korea. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have a passport. He's like, well, go to the office, and I forget the executive secretary's name. She was pretty incredible. He's like, blah, blah, blah. She'll help you. Just handle it. Tell her you're the one going. I was like, oh, great. That was the dumbest. Everything about that was just stupid. Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
You're the best.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
That one's not pink. It's going to be in a few minutes.
Uh-huh. And then that one I screwed up a little bit because I played with it too soon. But I'm letting it sit. And then I'm going to paint this one. And then hopefully it won't be as grumpy when I'm ready to install it. That's my hope. You. We still live? Oh, looks like it's been 2.25 hours. Wow, this is boring. You know, sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'll have people playing in the background. Maybe that'll work for me. I don't know. If it does and that ends up being something that works eventually, that's great. So yeah, it's like, oh well, go see Home Chick. She'll get your flight and everything and help you figure out the passport. I mean, I've been in the military, so anytime I traveled, a military ID acts as a passport. And I never really cared to go to Mexico, so I didn't bother. I went when I was in the military and I was good. You know, military had me in Naples, Italy, and Rome, and Spain, and Ibiza, and like, I don't care. I don't need to travel again. So we had a few tasks to get through for me to do this. Um, we had to get my flight, like book it and paid for, and then we had to get my passport, and then the shipping lady had to do the carnet paperwork, which is the passport for $500,000 worth of equipment. So we're like importing this stuff, but this wasn't going to be the final product. The final product was different gear. So it needed this carnet paperwork. And then I don't remember some of the details now. I mean, this literally was like 20, no, it was 20, yeah, 23 years ago. And um, I think we determined there wasn't much I could do then because it was already late in the day. And so between her and I calling and finding out the process, it was I'd have to go to the passport office in Los Angeles and do an express application, and then it would be available the next day. So the way that works is this was Monday after lunch. I found out where I was going to get my passport photo taken, and that was going to be Kinko's, and I knew where one was, and I called them and made sure they would be open and their thing worked. So that was done. And then I started building my kit to take with me. So this was like everything I would need to talk to the equipment, to put the equipment together, and then phone home from the hotel with my report. And so I took over this corner of the lab and we built everything we were going to take. We had everything there exactly as it was going to be in Korea. And then I sorted through the build tools and the laptop I was taking. and got it to where I could make any changes we needed and upload it to the machine, and as prepared as I could be. So I left work at 2 a.m. I went to the passport, or went to Kinko's, got my passport photo. The next morning I got up and I drove to LA to the passport office from San Diego. And I was very careful to ask and find out and learn, like, I didn't need to be there specifically at any time. They were like, don't be late, but, show up. I think they were like before or around lunch. I don't remember the story. The passport office is pretty much in Beverly Hills. I went there. I sat forever. I filled out my application, sat forever, got called up, gave them my money, and they said, okay, come back tomorrow after 9 a.m. and it will be ready to pick up or something like that. And I drove home. And driving to LA and San Diego is a whole different story. But yeah, I drove back, stopped in at work. People were still there at 6, 7, 8 o'clock. And so I had a 7-something a.m. flight from San Diego to LAX. Really long layover. And then my flight out of LAX was at like, I don't know, 2 maybe p.m. Flew to LAX, rented a car, drove to the passport office, picked up my passport, drove back to LAX, and then went to the customs office or whatever to leave. That was pretty nutty. So the hardware engineer guy, who was like the director of hardware engineering and sort of like our boss, he was in the army and he was either stationed in Korea or he was a brat to a military family stationed in Korea. And so he taught me a few customs. He taught me how to say kamsahamnida properly, which is like thank you and goodbye. But basically the big thing was he taught me etiquette with business cards, and when you're sitting at the table, the order of pouring drinks is from highest honor to lowest. So, and he told me how, because I'm a guest, I'm going to be quote unquote the highest honor. He's like, so if you really want to get him, and the owner of the business of our integrator there is Mr. Rowe. He's like, if you really want to impress him, watch the timing for when everyone's drinking, and then when you want to fill up yours, you grab the jug and you fill up Mr. Rowe's glass. And then you either do or don't fill up your own if you don't want to. He's like, if you don't need it, then don't. Just serve him. He's like, and then you're going to show respect. using their culture for the person who paid money to us. And I was like, kitchen, we can do that. It worked. They loved it. They ate it up. Koreans are really fun. I mean, by Koreans, I mean South Koreans. I've never known any North Koreans. They're troublemakers. They're fun-loving people. They absolutely do not believe in working past hours. They work hard. They work 6 days a week. But when it's lunchtime, you get out. When it's closing time, you get out. There's no working late with them. And they're such troublemakers. I love it. So, like, the first day there, I think they arranged this for me slash us slash everybody because we're dealing with my company who made a piece of broadcast equipment for TV stations, and then we were dealing with the importer who was like our sales force there, and then sold broadcasting systems, and then somebody else. So SBS was the channel. And so it's like lunch that first day. It's sort of like everybody was showing everything around to me, and then we went to lunch. First thing. That was like the first real thing was we went to lunch. And there's this big long table outside of like a Japanese food kiosk. So it was sort of like in a business building in the atrium, but inside. Or it was almost like in an airport, but it was some kind of business building. And there were just countless chairs and countless people, and we were in the middle along one side. I think Mr. Kim was next to me, and Mr. Lee and Mr. Rowe were across. They were my three people. My three people there. And, you know, everyone was speaking in Korean. I didn't know what the F anyone was saying. And sometimes when it was important, they would let me know I was being talked about or the introductions. And, you know, I'd smile, wave, nod, whatever. But I don't really like sushi. Autistic weirdo, like here I am representing my company and my country, kind of a fussy eater, so that's not good. So I kind of pick through my food, and then I'm bored. So I at least I could use chopsticks, Jesus. So I start picking at the wasabi. I really like to eat wasabi and the hot ginger. Those entertain me a lot. So I'm kind of playing with it. Maybe I'm having some Coke or something. I don't know if we had beer or not that day. And so I'm sort of watching what I'm doing, watching other people talk. But then I notice there's people watching me play with the wasabi. But I didn't let them see that I was necessarily watching them. And I'm like, oh, this is fun. So somebody says something to Mr. Kim, and Kim is a freaking troublemaker. I loved him. And Kim leans over, and, you know, I wasn't Krista then. Ken Lindsayvers, he goes, Mr. Chris, be careful, that's hot. And I was like, this? He's like, yeah, that's hot. So I had a pea-sized dollop, a little more than I might normally do. And I was like, oh. So I just plopped it right in my mouth. And so I'm chewing on it. I swallow like normal. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then my face started turning red, and I smiled, and everyone laughed. And that just like right then and there, they decided they loved me. Because that's their kind of game. They just love self-deprecating humor. They love when you're not too proud, you're not too uppity. Ooh, gross. I think we're going to need brake cleaner. So they really enjoyed that, and that kind of set the tone for having a great week there. And then I had another great week there after. Maybe this will work. Like a year plus later, I went back to install the final equipment. Sadly, we had sold them vaporware, so they were screwed. Whoa, that wasn't what we were expecting. Okay. And I was so pissed off by us doing the Koreans wrong that I ended up quitting the company. And then my wife at the time was like, why don't you just run your stupid motorcycle parts business? Just don't come to me for money. I was like, okay. And that was 20 plus years ago. And there's still nobody watching. That was a fun little story. I wonder if anyone will ever hear it. So why am I bothering to do this? Well, I'm doing it because sort of paying respect to folks like Matt at Diesel Creek. I'm not wanting to be him. Like, I'm never going to be cool like he is. I'm never going to have his equipment. I mean, I shouldn't say never. I'll probably never have his equipment. But he inspires me to try and help and share with others there's very little on the internet about my truck. I think there's a total of 3 videos with the engine in my truck. When researching info about this rear axle, I couldn't find anything. Like, I couldn't find videos or forums or people really saying anything useful. So I was like, well, maybe I share what I'm up to. Now I need to find parts. Well, we'll just use glass cleaner. No, we're not. We don't have enough. Maybe. What's this can? Oh, that's Rust Fix. We were looking for that like an hour ago. Great. Okay. So, yeah, I just kind of thought, I really identify with the way some of our internet heroes run their things and their sarcasm. Derek at Vice Grip, he kind of got me started realizing that I liked watching other people do stuff. And then there was Watch West Work. And somehow I found Diesel Creek, and I'm so glad I did. Like, seriously, Matt really inspired me to really, like, get this truck. Like him and actually Wes, too. He did, too, when he had his industrial rollback. The two of them really inspired me to want to get a truck, make my sort of dream come true of having a truck, and help give me the confidence to give it a try. And folks have always liked when I go online. I mean, I have such a weird perspective between my life experience and my military and my crazy and how I just don't give an F about so many things. So folks like my way. So it's like, yeah, I'll share, sure. And I've been going live a lot on non-permanent platforms like the place where you had read something previously, or the Book of Facing. And kind of what helped do it a bit too was the whole, yeah, this truck is not on YouTube. There's not nothing. There's hardly anything. There's short little minute things about people selling CF7000s and 9000s. There's almost nothing about the Brazilian diesel, the Ford Brazilian diesel. And even though they call it that, it's actually a British diesel because it was designed in the UK. So there's a few ways it's referred to. So I think one of them is Dorchester diesel or something like that. Dover? I don't think it's Dover. I'd remember that because Ben Dover, because I'm a juvenile. What else? So yeah, there's like nothing about the Brazilian diesel. A few times there's something about it on a forum or even on groups. People are so dismissive and insulting. So that's just typical xenophobia and small man parts type of behavior of I have to put yours down so I feel better about mine. And I don't really like when boys behave like that. Like when I was pretending to be one, I sort of get it. Like, the hard part is that when I was pretending to be a boy, I understood all of the dynamics because I watched them and had to learn them. And then it's like I had to figure out what kind of stupid boy behaviors I needed to engage in to fit in and be acceptable and not get beat up. So it was like I was always aware boys were jerks to girls. Always. It didn't occur that it pissed me off because I was a girl rather than just, that's not fair, you shouldn't do that. Hey, honey. Good. Good. You can watch me on the tubes of viewing and you could comment. I sometimes look. Okay.
Making a fruit fly trap.
Did you tell Sarah? Oh, did you tell Sarah Beth she could watch me? I put it on the book of facing. Did you see that?
This right now?
Yeah. Okay. I know. It's like you have a life. Not like me. It's okay.
Came to ask how you are primarily. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
And am I allowed to go for a walk around Stone?
Why wouldn't you? Tell me what you think is wrong with you going for a walk while you're stoned.
I'm a little wobbly, but only a very little wobbly. And if I was walking, I think I would just be walking.
Should you do a practice lap around the backyard to see if the wobbling affects?
Mosquitoes back there.
Well, before you leave all sight, maybe you
I've
should.
just been walking up and down the hallway.
It's flat. See, across the yard and back along the street to here would be a good test loop to reevaluate if you think your wobbling is good or bad.
I'm tired now.
Oh, okay. Now you're tired.
I don't really want to go, but my hips like it when I go.
What if we drove down there in the pickup and picked up all those straps and you just walked back and forth on the flat part? But that'd be later. Is that okay?
Like later, like when you're done?
Yeah.
Somebody's standing there.
I know somebody's standing right there. Look, there's somebody. There's somebody standing right there in a white t-shirt in the window.
Are you allowed to flip birds on YouTube?
You can flip a bird at me right now. No one will see.
I'll let you do your one.
I love you.
I was going to make dinner, but now I'm not going to.
Well, I've got 2 more of those pizza things I could have.
Okay. You don't mind microwave dinner, maybe?
I don't care what happens. I'm just glad I'm making progress so far. All right, I'm gonna throw this on here and see what happens. I'm sure you're supposed to use like an impact and all this power and force and anger. Sure, it'll happen. Don't worry. Is this down? Ooh. I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was talking about the whole stupid boy thing. Yeah, that could be another argument some other year. Well, that one looks different. Oh, right. That's the one that was screwed up. Um. Um. No, I don't know. At some point, I'll probably read what I'm supposed to be doing for these. I don't know. Let's go get. Oh, dang. I get bit again? Jerks. Let's get the bug spray and we're going to get a. What's the thing called? A longer breaker bar thing and an extension. And we'll put a little bit of power onto those. I'm pretty sure no matter what I do with my hands on the torque, it won't be too much. Pretty sure of that. Where, oh, where could my breaker bar be? Where, oh, where could you be? Where, oh, where did my breaker bar go? I could have swore I set up the breaker bar across something so I would remember. Oh, here it is in the corner. So I would remember to take it to work. And then I didn't. Actually, it was going to just stay in the truck so I could tighten my wheels. Okay. Look how big it is. Oh my god, I'm so juvenile. Quick, somebody who's watching, let me know how much torque these are supposed to go to. I'll just hold my breath. They're stopping for a picnic over there across the way. This is probably in the low hundreds. That was probably 120, maybe a little more. Wow. Yeah, I'm done with that. Okay. All right. Let's throw another round of pink. Creepy. Vomit cam. Let's throw another round of pink on there. And then we're going to go to the other side and see about those other studs. So we have to clean the gasket off the other side. And then what else we need to do? We need to... Should we just quit? Like, I kind of hit a stopping point. I think I'm just done. I think I'm just done. I feel a little bad about just quitting, but you know what? I'm like really done. I kind of hit a wall. It's like, I don't wanna. And I'm still a little bit like, what's up with those nuts? Because they should all be in here, but I'm missing Ford. So this is that new stud. So even new parts need to be conditioned or chased or something. I don't know if you can see the little bits of silver, but like that's where things were angry. And I'm pretty sure I also have a 5/811. So here's a tap for 5/811. And here's the 5/811 die. This die is definitely one way. Like you see, it's curved in at the top, and then it's more sharp on the back. Maybe some of these 5/8 nuts are in my other supply of stuff. Hopefully. This fella's definitely grumpy. Goodness. Wow, that's really... That's really going poorly. Do we have a wrench for that? Well, here's one of the other nuts that are appropriate. Oh, that's not a great sign. Why am I missing? What's in here? Nothing. So where's my big crazy wrench that fits these? What? I'm missing a tray. I'm missing one of my trays. Well, I think I might just have to sort of quit and figure my head from my butt, because I'm missing things I shouldn't be. Yeah, okay, well, that's just a little unfortunate, because... Oh, what's in here? What's in here? This is a tray. There's the giant wrench. don't see. It's like if nuts are going to be missing, these aren't the ones I want to go missing. Oh, there they are. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, geez. Okay. I used these nuts as spacers on the technology bolting the thing together, the stand. Okay, all right. Thank God I remembered something. I was starting to worry. Like, for real? Can you see this?
No.
Dang. Wow, that's angry. Why is it that the larger the bolt, the less I trust buying it new? Like, why can't I just trust that I'm getting what I want? So do I just thread the F out of this all the way up? Is this going into my rear axle? Yes, that's what we do. Oh my God. What the F? And I use this same die on the bolts that go into the third member flange. So definitely this nut just is not really conforming. Or it's not the stud. That's just what I like. How come shit's got to be like this? That's my question. How come it's got to be like this? Why's it got to be so hard? Hey, it's wifey and girlfriendy watching. I was gonna quit and then I kind of got a little distracted. I think I'm gonna quit again because I want to go pick up that trash on the side of the road at the bottom of the hill. Look how big it is. Oh my God. Oh, I just don't have the strength. Wow. Yeah, I'm done with that. That's going to be an Adomani. Tomorrow. So let's take out of this things that are not for our project. Let's put into it what we know we're going to want tomorrow. I'm going to want that, 5/8 11. I'm going to want those nuts. We're going to want this. We're going to want this die. Hopefully we find those other nuts, which I know where some of them are. Okay, all this is trash. Trash. Oh gosh, we'll use this. Driver's side's gonna be Bish and Camaro. Used parts, I hope you don't need. Why is there a washer in there? That doesn't make sense. All right, kiddos. I think it's time we're gonna sign off, and I'm gonna clean up this mess and shut off this computer. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat channel. Don't know the bat time. And it would be great if we're adding gear oil to this beast, and that'll be maybe tomorrow's second adventure. Then we add oil to the transmission, and we fire her up and go for a drive. Holy crap. Yep, it's gonna be crazy. All right, so thanks for watching. We're gonna click end and put it on end again. So thanks, bye. Wait, no, thanks, bye.